Welcome back to another episode of Mushoku Tensei or Jobless Reincarnation. So in the previous episode, we saw Rudy dealing with some of the PTSD and anxiety from his previous life of going outside of the confines of his house, right? So he's gotten used to, just being outside as long as it's on the land of his house within the fence, but he wasn't used to going outside. So Roxy, for the final exam, which there was also a final exam, yeah. Roxy took him out, managed to drag him out of there, and he was able to see that, hey, people here aren't judging me. They aren't instantly, taking pictures of me like he had, trauma about in his previous life. So he kind of got, I don't know if he got fully over the entire trauma that he had, but he definitely saw how nice it can be to leave the house, and I think he's going to be a lot more open about the idea of it from here on out, right? So that was really cool to see. And then, as I said, he did have a final exam at the end of the episode where he now became a saint level mage because he was able to cast saint level magic that's even bigger than Roxy's magic, right? Which was insane. And then Roxy left the house because she was like, well, I taught you everything that I knew, that I know, so you're on your own now. But one day, maybe you can enroll, maybe I have a feeling that's what we're gonna be seeing, right? Him enrolling in the Magic Academy at some point once he gains a few more years, maybe, right? But let's see what this next episode is gonna be all about. So if you wanna watch this, uncut and blur is always on my page in the description, and let's go into Mushoku Tensei episode 3. Mm-hmm. Of course, never doubted them for a second. He's praying to them, of course he is. God. These two. He might be sickly. Yeah. He's lucky that he's the only child and that he's the first child, because otherwise they would be like, yo, we have a normal kid here, and they could compare him and they would be like, what are you an alien or something? But because he's an only child, they have no one to compare him to, so they're like, you know what, maybe that's normal for a kid, we don't know, maybe that's normal. So he's lucky, he is lucky. Great at. Who? Oh, look at him. That's not it. To act more like a dad, huh? Oh! Is this an actual opening? Might be. It's integrated into the episode. I love that. I love that. It's so rare to see it because usually openings are great for like cutting some of the content and shortening the episode because of how expensive episodes can be. But it's cool to see this. This is gonna be muted on YouTube, by the way. You are very brave. Inhaling all of the spores. I guess you recognize which one it is. Oh. I thought the sky was opening up. I was ready for an alien invasion. Okay. It's a logo. Oh my god. Her holy relic. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nice. This guy. Nice. No incantation, baby. It's a saint level mage. Green hair. Green hair. He. Cleaning them up. Oh, it's hot water. Yep. Gem? Hmm. Elf. Elf ears. So, as I said previously, I did watch the first 4 episodes, and this is one of the details that I do remember from them. Even though I forgot most of it, this is one of the details that I do remember. I remember Sylphie from those episodes, so I do remember her. So, quarter elf. Classic Isekai discrimination. Yeah. Yeah, surely. Sylph. They're trying real hard. She doesn't know anything about incantations and stuff, huh? I guess people at this age probably wouldn't know it. It's something that you learn later down the line, right? Yeah, and also, to be fair, there are humans, I'm guessing here, who don't want to do anything like with magic and stuff, who don't want to have anything to do with magic. Like, let's say Paul, right, the dad. He doesn't seem like he does any kind of magic whatsoever. So I would guess that magic is not something that everyone uses on like the daily basis. It's just those who want to actually get into it, right? So I guess it will make sense that Sylph doesn't know anything about like incantations and stuff. I'm guessing it's something that you learn if you want to learn it later down the line. Okay. Those are the parents. Ah, classic. Classic. Ah. Yep. That would be best. I don't think that would be best for Paul. Yep. Rudy is being I get where Paul was coming from though, because I feel like when you're a parent, you need to make sure that you are seen as the authority figure. You do need to teach them that, you know, some people just need to obey some stuff, even if you think they are unfair at times. And I feel like that's what Paul was trying to do here, right? Was being like, hey, I'm the authority figure. I need to stand my ground here, be a bit harsh. You can apologize first, and then we can talk about it. I think that's what he was trying to do, to kind of like show him and teach him about like respect for authority figures like this. But Rudeus is like a 30-something-year-old man or whatever in the inside, so it's not gonna work. This guy. No. Makes sense.
最後まで謝れなかったけど、親父もこんな思いだったのかな。
Hmm.
夏が来た。あれから何度か例のクソガキどもが懲りずにやってきたが、全て撃退した。その度に母親がうちに怒鳴り込んできた。どうやら子供のことというよ
Oh
り
my god, of course she
母のことが
is.
好きらしい。子供を出しにして会いに来ていたというわけだ。
Wow.
バカバカしい。
Wow.
しかし暑すぎる。ごめん、待った？今来たとこ。
なんちゃって。この半年ちょいでシルフの魔力量
Wow, it's been 6 months. Okay.
やはり俺の仮説は正しかったらしい。魔力総量には限界がある。あの記述の信憑性は実に薄い。
前、ルディが使ってたあったかいお水が出るやつがいい。あれか。あれはこうやって火と水を応用するんだ。
Oh, that's cool. You need to do both of them. You can't just do it off the rip.
どうしてルディは口で言わないの？無縁症のこと？シルフには難しいと思うけど、それ教えて。そうだな。よし。じゃあいつも詠唱中に感じる魔力が指先に集まっていく感じわかるか？あれを詠唱なしで魔術を思い浮かべて手の先から絞り出す。そんな感じでやってみようよ。最初は簡単なのからね。
感覚でやっていることを教えるのは難しい。ロキシーでもできなかった。やはり無影症は特別なものなのだろう。てか、特別なものであって。
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think that the reason why he was hesitating the way that he was is because he didn't want to give away the secrets, I guess, that make him a bit more special than everyone else? I wonder if that's the case.
せっかく異世界に転生したんだ。俺にだって何か都合のいいスキル
Oh,
を一つや
here it is.
シルフ
Man, the animation is gorgeous. The character animation.
美しい。男の俺でも素直に思う。クソ、羨ましいぜ。思い返せば生前の俺には女の子の幼なじみがいた。だいぶ前に結婚したらしいけど、惜しいことをしたもんだ。今の俺なら幼なじみって単語だけで
Wow,
発はいけるね。
that's a crazy thing to say. That's a crazy thing to say.
ただいま。おかえりなさい、坊ちゃま。と、お友達の方。こんにちは。お湯の準備ができております。ありがとうございます。シルフ、こっち来て。よし。どうした？早くしないと体を冷えちゃうぞ。
Here we go. Here we go.
ほら、手あげて。
To be fair, Rudy is from Japan, and you know the onsen culture and stuff like that is a lot more normalized there. So he would be used to like bathing, like being in a like large bath together with a bunch of other people naked. So you know it wouldn't be too alien to him,
しょうがないな。こんな年に。
especially thinking what he does or what he is thinking right now.
何恥ずかしがってんだよ。ズボンも脱がすぞ。
And
いいから早く脱げよ。風邪ひくぞ。やめてよ。
シルフよ、気持ちはわかるぞ。俺だって
I don't think you do.
人から笑われるような息子をこれさ
I don't think you know how
笑
Sylph
ったり
feels.
しないから。そうじゃ、
そんなにおかしな形をしているのか。なんだよ、俺だけ裸なんて不公平じゃ
You're
ん。
being way too pushy,
わかったよ。
Rudeus.
その代わり、後でちゃんと履き替えろよ。
Okay, nice. No! Yeah, you pushed it way too far.
俺の目に映ったのは最近見慣れたピュアなショートソードではなかった。
Short sword.
まがまがしい文様の浮かぶダークブレードでもなかった。そこにあったものは、いや、なかったのだ。ないはずのものがあったんだ。生前モニター越しに、ああしたいこうしたいと思いながら、
He's a poet.
ブラックダスト
He's a poet.
キャノンしてペーパーハンケチーフにミートさせていた。それがあった。彼は彼女だったのだ。
Yeah, I think this is one of those things where that really shows his I guess social skills or lack thereof, right? Because I feel like this is one of those things where he got just way too tunnel visioned onto pulling this kind of thing that he thought was gonna be funny. And we all saw how he was pushing it way too much, even if it was between friends or anything along those lines. Even if it was a guy, he was pushing it way too much. And I think that's just part of his social ineptness, right? From his previous life bleeding into this, that he didn't realize what he was doing was even, you know, how just bad it was. Even if it was a guy, you can't, that's not something that you should be pushing like this, right? So I think this just goes to show, yeah, how socially inept he was previously. It makes sense for his character.
どうしてあんなことをしたんだ？
ごめんなさい。
頭ごなしに怒るのはダメだ。前の失敗は繰り返すまい。理由を聞いているんだ。
He's trying his best, Paul.
たままだから風邪をひいちゃうと思ったんです。
でも嫌がってただろ。
Mm-hmm.
はい。ごめんなさい。
ま、お前ぐらいの年なら興味を持つものなのかもしれないがな。
This
無理や
guy.
りはダメだぞ。
はい。ごめんなさい。二度としません。
父さんじゃなくてシルフィエットに謝るんだ。
Sylphiette.
いいな。
シルフィエット。許してくれるでしょうか？
なに大丈夫。心から謝ればちゃんと許してくれるさ。気になる子に拒絶されれば落ち込むのもわかる。女好きは俺の血筋だ。遺伝したのだろう。しかし頭のいい息子のことだ。今回の失敗もうまいこと利用するんだろう。頼もしくも末恐ろしいよ、お前は。
ごめん、シルフィエット。髪も短かったし、今までずっと男だと思ってたんだ。
That's not a cool thing to say. That's not a cool thing to say. He's so tactless. He's so tactless.
うちの息子は意外とバカなのかもしれない。
Zero tact. Ooh, okay. He has his some gal to him. That's cool.
身が入ってねえな。もしかしてシルフィエットとまだ仲直りできてないのか？
剣術もうまくならないし、ため息もつきますよ。
When he trains, it
父
pours.
さんがアドバイスしてやろうか。
Everything's going wrong.
どうしよっかな。
靴でも舐めましょうか。
お前な。いいか、ルディ。女ってのはな、男の強い部分も好きだが、弱い部分も好きなんだ。考えてみろ。自分より明らかに強いやつが欲望をむき出しにして迫ってきたらどう思う？
怖いでしょうね。
だろう？だから弱い部分を見せてやるんだ。
でもどうやって？
お前の悩みをシルフィエットの前であからさまな態度に表す。
That's
今あなたに避けられて悩んで
that can backfire
感じでな。
depending on how he does it.
どうなる？
I don't think it's a horrible advice, but I think it can backfire very easily. Let's see it. Oh god.
行けば向こうから寄ってくる。
それでダメだったらどうします？
そん時はまた聞け。次の手を教えてやる。
なるほど。2の手3の手があるんですね。
ってことで、ほら。
Oh, she's here.
行ってこい。
ルディ、この前は。どうしたの？ルディ。最近、シルフィの可愛い姿が見れなくて
What?
残念だなーって。シルフィは可愛いんだから、もっと
That's creepy as hell.
じゃないですか。 めんね。でも僕、ルディのこと嫌いになったわけじゃないよ。
A little bit of guilt tripping never hurt anyone.
だから、普通にしてて。
同年代の幼く可愛らしい女の子。上手に付き合っていく方法を俺は知らない。俺だって男だし、将来を見据えたいい関係を築いていきたい。そんな彼女は今まで通りの関係を望んでいる。だったら普通に接しよう。俺は精一杯新しい世界でできた友達を大切にすればいいのだ。しかし、俺はこんな小さな息子に何を教え
Yeah, no, I don't think that was an incredible. Oh shit, that's the end of the episode. A friend. I think that was a bit of an interesting lesson to learn there. I don't know if he should be learning that at age 6, but that's it. That is it. Okay. So this was an interesting episode. We met Sylphiette now, who seems to be kind of like the closest thing, or not the closest thing to a friend, but she is actually the first friend that Rudeus has made, apart from maybe like Roxy, but even that was more of a teacher, right? So this is like the first actual same age friend, or at least presumably same age. I don't know if elves and stuff like that age any differently here, and if Sylphiette is like a lot older because of it. I'm not sure. I'm gonna guess that no, that she is the same age as Rudeus, and now, yeah, as I said, he has a good friend now. Also, that was an interesting, like the entire scene in the bath and stuff. Like, as I said, it feels, it's obviously not the correct thing to do whatsoever for Rudeus, right? At all, but it feels like it's going to be a learning experience for him. And I hope that he learns about those kind of things, that he picks up on like social cues a bit more. I'm sure eventually he is going to get to that stage, right? Because he got just way too tunnel visioned on like, you know, this one joke in a way, if you will, and to the point where he didn't take no for an answer. So I'm sure that eventually he's going to learn how to not do that and how to be more, you know, how to be more normal in a way, right? So, and more social and stuff like that. So that's gonna be interesting to see. I guess we can't expect him to be perfect from the get-go, especially considering his previous lifestyle. So yeah, that was an interesting scene. I feel like it did a good job at characterizing a bit more of Rudeus, right? But also Sylphie seems like she's chill, right? She also seems like she is pretty talented with like magic and stuff. I do wonder if there's more. I'm sure there is more to the entire hair color stuff, because she said, you know, my parents don't have that hair color, but I do. I wonder if like maybe one of her parents is not her actual parent, maybe probably her mom, because her dad is you know, is a half elf, so maybe her mom, I don't know, maybe her actual mom, I don't know, died, or God knows what happened. I don't know. We'll see, right? I wonder. Or if there's something else, or maybe she just isn't. And maybe it's just like a genetic freaking, like a genetic mishap, and she just happens. Is that even possible? Maybe it skips like a generation or something, and maybe her grandparents randomly had green hair. I don't know. I have no idea, but she doesn't have a jewel on her face, right? Or forehead. So I guess that's also telling that she's not one of those. So yeah, interesting though. Also, Paul was doing his best to kind of like try to be a good influence for Rudeus, which is interesting. I don't think what he did with the entire apologize thing was necessarily inherently wrong. As I said earlier, I think he is trying to teach Rudeus a bit more about, like, you know, authority and respect and stuff, because there will be many times in your life when you have to basically oblige to an authority figure even though you don't agree with them. And I think that's one of the things that, you know, being a parent, you need to instill into your child, is someone who is an authority figure to you, if they tell you to do something, even if you don't agree, sometimes you just have to, you know, you just have to take the bullet and, you know, do what they say. You can't go running your mouth against like everyone and anyone, right? So just because you don't agree with them or something. So yeah, I think that's what the Paul was trying to do, but Rudeus is Rudeus, of course, so he outsmarted them. He pulled out a full-on, like, he fully broke down everything that was wrong with that and was like, yeah, huh, you're in the wrong, Paul. And then Paul ended up apologizing, so he pulled the Uno reverse card on him. But yeah, anyways, really interesting episode. But for now, I'm gonna end here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.